Welcome to podcast YY Japan.
Yay!
Yay! This podcast will introduce funny and interesting side of Japan. So today's guest is all the way from New Zealand, Lai-chan.
Hi guys, it's me again.
This podcast will introduce funny and interesting Japanese culture. I know now you're working at information center in Japan and sometimes you work as entertainer or online kind of like a tour guide.
Yes.
Yes, but I know you have the past.
Dun, dun, dun. Which past are we talking about?
Okay, I really want to talk about, your job in Osaka almost 7 years ago, 5 years ago. But I think today I really want to talk about your job in Akihabara.
Ah, okay.
So, what did you do in Akihabara?
I worked for half a year as a maid in a maid cafe.
Wow, you were the foreign maid, Kiwi maid in Akihabara.
Yeah, I wasn't the only one, surprisingly. There was another, I think, 2 foreigners at the cafe I worked at.
Oh, really? So first, can you introduce what is a maid cafe? I know now it's a kind of famous, even though in abroad, but actually I have never been to maid cafe.
Really?
Yeah, that's true. So that's why I don't know. What is going on?
I just have this image of you as constantly existing in places like maid cafes and porn video DVD stores.
Yeah, when I was a kind of student, like kind of high school, I often went to DVD store because at that time we are the same age. You are 33 now.
Yes, you
Yeah.
don't have to say it every podcast.
No, I'm younger than you. I'm 32 now. Sorry. But, when we were a high school student, it's quite hard to watch porn in internet. When I was like a university student, it's possible. But high school, still like a DVD generation when it comes to porn. Yeah. So what are you talking about? So anyway, please introduce what is the maid cafe.
Okay, so a maid cafe is, there's quite a few different types. Basically, it's like a normal cafe where everyone dresses up like a maid. So the setting is kind of, it's your home. You're just coming back for a quick visit to have food before heading out again. Generally, the food, there's more emphasis on looks than taste. So don't go there expecting high cuisine. And depending on the maid cafes, they'll make like girl groups, so singing groups. They'll do dancing on stage.
Oh, have you ever danced on the stage?
No, I haven't.
I know because Akihabara, you Atto Cafe?
At home cafe.
At home cafe, okay. They didn't have a stage.
They do, but you have to learn all the dances and the songs first. And I only worked there for 6 months. But it's usually sort of everyone learns, goes through lessons.
Now you understand, listener, you understand. She's a lewd. She didn't practice. I'm a foreigner. I'm a translator. I don't want to dance. I just wear the cute maid costume and put it Instagram. That's my job. Fuck you.
Something like that.
So anyway, sorry, interrupt you. So, and then what is the system? So
you line up usually for like an hour or 2 to get in. You pay
an hour.
Yeah,
just
1 or 2
hour.
hours sometimes to get in. And then to get in though, the line.
Okay.
So there's quite a queue if you're going to a big place. And then you pay to get in, and then you have to order either food or a drink. And the set, I think it's like 1 hour that you can stay. And then as well as a food and drink, if you want, you can order a picture with a maid of your, I think it's up to 3 pictures and 2 games.
3 pictures.
And 2 games.
2 games.
With whichever maids you choose.
First you choose, customer choose maid.
You don't have to. You can just go in, have a drink, and leave.
Okay.
But if you want a picture, you can choose out of the maids working that day who you would like to take a little picture with.
Okay, picture is like, it's included or like a money or fee?
Yeah, it's extra. I think it's like 500 yen or something.
So it means like it's kind of 1 hour set. No?
No, you've got 1 hour set, which is just a basic price. You pay, you go in for an hour. On top of that, you have to buy either food or a drink. If you want to, on top of that, you can also pay to either take a picture with a maid or play a game.
Understand.
So it's like optional add-ons if you want to.
Okay. So you mean like as a worker, maid, if you get more pictures, so you mean like, for example, I'm a customer, you know, 2 pictures not enough. You are so beautiful. So I need more. So what happens? It's possible? Extra picture?
No, you would line up again. And when you come back in...
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Someone do that?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
There are quite a few people who seem to come in the evening and then, especially if you come a bit later, if there's no queue, you can just stay. So they'll just keep staying, but you have to pay for each new hour. And you have to buy another drink or food.
Okay.
And then you can also choose to get extra photos and that.
So maybe photos means just take a photo together. Peace.
Cheki.
You know. Cheki.
Like I can't even, what do you say in English again? Polaroid.
Polaroid.
That's it. Polaroid. And then the maid will draw on it for you. She'll write stuff and give it to you.
2 pictures. And
So you
it's
can-
good memory.
Yeah, you can collect them.
Okay. And food, drink. So I know, actually I watched some YouTube or article. Usually like a maid will give a love to the drink.
Yeah, so once you've served all the food, you have to like aijo komeru, like put your love and affection into the food is how I always translated it. So you like put your hands together in a heart shape and you go like moe moe kyun. Put all your love and affection and hopefully don't make the customers throw up.
So you did it every time.
Yes.
So it's like an include of the drink or food.
Yeah, so it's just when their food gets served, you do it to like the whole
okay.
table.
But for example, like you how can I say, give me a coffee and then you did like a moe moe blah blah moe moe. What did you say?
Kyun.
Moe moe kyun. Can you translate it in English?
No, but kyun is sort of like your heart beat, skipping a beat. So it's like cutesy, and then your heart beating.
Oh, can you do it again?
Moe moe kyun.
For me, it's opposite. Not kyun. It's like, but yeah, it's okay. Because you worked there like when you were 25, 26?
Yeah, 26 or 27, I think.
You want to go back there, work there again?
I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I really liked the fact that, as well, they didn't have separate jobs for like the foreigners and the Japanese people. So if someone came to me with a complaint and I went to ask, like, they're saying something about tax, instead of getting a Japanese person to deal with it, they'd just be like, oh, tell them this, and like send me back.
Okay.
So I found it was a really good workplace. I loved working there.
You worked there 6 months?
Yeah.
Okay. So why did you quit?
I got too busy because I was doing my other job as well.
Okay.
So I was working like 6 to 7 days a week. And after 6 months, I just couldn't handle it anymore.
You were kind of busy.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think like a moe moe job is busy, kind of very tired, exhausted.
It was, but I kind of like it because I like constantly doing something.
Constantly doing something?
Yeah, like moving. And so instead of focusing on customers, I never really stood and chatted. So I never really had many customers that came to see me.
Yeah.
I would constantly just go get the next food, take it out, do like the serving because I enjoyed that bit, go get another customer to bring into the store because when you first come in, we also do a whole explanation of like the menu and introducing ourselves, and I enjoyed that kind of work more.
Okay, so when it comes to food, what do you do? Just same as drink? Moe moe kyun again?
Yeah. I mean, there are different ones. Everyone can make, you can make your own if you want, or you can say like, repeat after me. So you'd be like, waku waku, and they'd be like, waku waku, and then you'd say something like,
okay.
And you can do long ones if you want, but yeah, it depends on the maid.
And then like when you serve food, you just write something in the ketchup hour.
Some of the drinks as well, depending what you order. There are lattes that get drawn on them in chocolate sauce, and there are like the what's it? The omelette over rice. My omelette.
Omelette. You said and rice. That's the answer. Rice.
Wow, that was bad. Rice.
Are you okay?
It's been a long
Maybe
week.
you were living in Japan too long,
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know now what is Japanese, what is English. Yeah.
Yeah. So the omelette over rice.
Yeah.
Omurice, you draw on with ketchup.
Yeah.
So if they order one of those,
Yeah.
when you serve it, they tell you what they want you to draw.
Mm.
And then you have to try and draw it. So
Okay.
some of the girls are amazing. They can do
I know.
full-on anime characters. I'm terrible at drawing.
I know.
So my best was someone once brought in a picture of, you know, the soft toys in the crane games?
Yeah.
And there was one that was just Pikachu's butt.
Oh, you always wrote Pikachu's butt?
Yeah, because I tried once and I could draw it really easily.
I think it's
so
super
became my
easy,
thing.
no?
It is.
Not Pikachu, just like a butt.
My thing now is just like, I can draw like a rabbit's butt or Pikachu's butt. Anything's butt, I'm good.
Yeah.
So that was what I ended up drawing, mainly because otherwise people would ask me stuff like, once someone gave me a picture of the Scream, you know, the painting.
Yeah.
And they're like, can you draw this? I was like, oh God. It was so bad, he put it on his Twitter. He's like, look at how bad this was, haha, and couldn't stop laughing for like 5 minutes.
And you said you guys did some games.
So if they pay for a game...
Pay? I have to pay if I go there.
So it's an extra. Everything is an add-on.
Wow, such an amazing game. What kind of game they provided?
So one was... You know the crocodile game? You often play it as a drinking game, I find. Like you open the crocodile's mouth and you each take turns pressing down on a tooth. And when the crocodile's mouth snaps shut, you lose.
It's lose, yeah.
And there's another one which is like a guard dog guarding some bones and you have to take a bone out. And
kind of same concept.
Yeah.
Same games.
So nice and easy games
that
anyone can do kind of thing.
Okay, so customers enjoy doing that game?
I think it's also partly just because you move over to game tables because...
Game table?
There's like a separate area and you stand there because of course you can't play a game at the customer's table because if you sit down next to them it becomes like night work.
It's like a Akihabara.
Yeah.
You know Akihabara a lot too in Osaka.
I know Akihabara, girls bars. I used to work in a snack.
Okay. Really?
Snack as well.
Oh, but this time, please focus on talking about...
Maid
I know
Cafe.
you have a lot of experience, but please just focus on talking about...
If you go to a new country, you have to experience things.
Yeah.
So you can't sit down next to the customer. So instead you move around to the game area. So you stand opposite them. So it also gives them time to actually talk to you. So I think a lot of it is they pay because they want that little bit of time to just talk to you one-on-one.
Okay. It means like, to change the mood. And then go to the different room, and then do a city game, stupid game,
Yeah, it's
kids
not a
game.
different room. Yeah. It's just like the corner.
It's just a corner.
Like everyone can still see you, but it means like you're not just serving them food. It's more just kind of like you're actually being like, oh, you're good at this game.
Yeah, and then if I say I want to do a game with Maid, and then we move to the like a kind of separate room and like a place, and do a game, but one push and finish the game.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Yes. I think usually it was something like best of 3, so it didn't finish too quickly. But there were also one game we had a timer. So it was like
time limited.
5 minutes, and then if you can go again, you go again.
Basically 5 minutes or 10 minutes?
I think it's 5 minutes.
How much is it?
I can't remember now. I'd have to look at the website.
Maybe just like 1,000 yen, maybe 2,000 yen. $10 or $20 more?
No, less than that. I think it'd be only like 500 yen.
500 yen. Yeah, I think still it's expensive, but it's okay.
Yeah. It's still expensive when you're just basically going so you can talk to someone for 5 minutes.
So now you talked about like a system, but I think it's just a cafe. Just like like a staff's wearing costume and provides drink and food in a weird way. Sometimes you can play a game.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a cafe. That's why I made a cafe.
It was really fun working there because I was constantly talking to different tables and doing things. But as a customer, apart from being like shown to your table, you have things explained to you. Your food's brought to you and you do like the whole aizo komeru. And at the end, you get this whole little explanation of how like, obviously, master, as you have your next appointment, could I just collect rent and the cost of the ingredients?
Rent?
Because
Why
this is your
rent?
home.
Oh my
So
God.
can we get
just
rent?
1 hour? You ask
You just
amount of rent?
because you're paying for the house the whole time. You're just coming back for
God, terrible business.
And apart from that, of course, the maids don't really talk to you. So if you're someone who comes all the time, then every time they pass your table, they'll probably be like, hey, how are you? But if you're just your first time, they don't know you.
Yeah.
So you basically just watch girls in maid uniforms run around and don't really do much.
But of course, like some regular customers, like really like one of the maid and ask them like a line or like a messenger in Japan, line or like a address or phone number. So what? It's prohibited. It's banned.
We're not allowed to contact customers. They can give you gifts, but there's an upper limit price gift.
Oh, really?
And it can't be anything homemade. Like, say it's like a DVD. We don't have any proof that the DVD in there is just a safe DVD. So it can't be anything like homemade. It can only be, like a little toy or something under a certain cost.
Yeah, but I read the articles, some kind of maid working in the Maid Cafe, kind of like made a backstory, like a weird
you all
story.
Do.
Oh,
so
really?
you have your own setting. So
you have your own backstory?
Yes.
What is your backstory?
So I live in a storybook with Winnie the Pooh. So I live in 100 Acre Wood.
I understand.
And I'm only here at the Maid Cafe because in the morning, the young master opens the book and I come to work at the Maid Cafe. Yeah. So at night, before he goes to bed, he closes it and I disappear back into the book.
Oh my God.
Which is a really good way to avoid being hit on. When guys are like, what are you doing after work today? And you're like, oh no, I'm going back to my storybook. Actually, you have to be able to fit the medium size of their dresses.
Medium size? Medium
size is the limit to the dress size. If you're over the medium size of the dress size, you can't work there.
Oh, okay. Oh, congratulations. 6 months. You could do that. Congratulations. That's a big step for you.
Medium size wasn't too bad. Luckily, it was. I was safe.
Yeah, but it's that's good. So how about your coworkers? What kind of backstories they had?
I don't remember. I know someone came from they lived on a star in outer space. Space?
I'm from space.
Yeah, there was a lot of that sort of thing. I live in a twinkly fairyland.
How about Ultraman? They have millimeters. I can stay here just 3 minutes. Sorry, pick on. I have to go back. Sorry,
That would be really popular.
Yeah.
There was one girl who was very kind of vampire-y and gothic, and she did dark makeup and sort of visual kei style. She was
really?
So
in the
cool.
Maid Cafe?
I found, because at the Donkey store, Donkey Hotel,
Akihabara,
I find there's a lot more different range to it. So it's not necessarily just cutesy. There was kind of people who were really into a sort of certain type of anime or something. Or she was very into, I think, that sort of fashion. There was one girl who was very into morike, and everything was very...
Morike?
Like a clothing style. And everything was very very pale and very layered.
How about you? What kind of costume did you have?
We have... my name was Hyo.
Hyo? Your name was Hyo.
So I had leopard print on everything.
Leopard print?
I had leopard print.
What is that? In English it's a leopard.
Leopard. Leopard print.
Leopard print.
So I had socks with leopard print bows, and on my ears I put leopard print bows here, and I did everything leopard print.
Okay. So good.
I know, I was one of those Osaka Oba-chan maids.
It's a typical image of Osaka's middle-aged women. Yeah. Good luck on you.
We can probably see why I wasn't too popular.
Yeah. So, and actually how to enjoy, usually regular customers, maybe visit your place a lot. So actually my image, you guys say, oh, welcome, Goshujin-sama, oh, master, welcome back. And then kind of very polite. And then, so they enjoy that. I'm a master.
I found usually it was foreign customers were more likely to be the ones who I think I literally had someone once say to me I'm the master and you're my maid, so you have to do as I say, ha ha ha, kind of thing.
Ordered you something.
Yeah, it was very much probably they'd seen anime and expected you to be very subservient. And whereas what I found with Japanese guys is they prefer women who are kind of demanding.
Oh, so I understand. Yeah, I prefer it. You should eat. You should go out.
Pretty much, they'd be like, made食べてないの? You haven't finished eating yet, kind of thing. It was very direct.
It's
and
kind
like,
of more close, like a real
Yeah,
friend.
like-
we know each other a
yeah,
lot.
like
and then-
nagging a little bit, kind of like, "Hara, hayaku, come on, quick, we don't have time."
Oh, cute maid girl said to me, I definitely go there. After this pandemic, yeah.
That's the feeling of it, because I think that's often what Japanese guys kind of like a bit more.
Yeah.
It's not so much subservient as it is sort
Yeah.
of like, they like to, I find as well, they like to know what to get you to make you happy. So it's sort of easier for them when girls are direct about like, I like this, because then it's like, oh, if I get you this, you'll be happy. Easy.
Yeah.
So a lot of the girls there actually, instead of being very, very over the top cutesy, it was a little bit more just kind of like, okay, let's draw on this. What are we going to draw today? What do you want? Come on, I don't have all day. What do you want me to draw? Like, it was a bit more... And I think it's part of the Japanese thing that you're very, very polite to foreigners.
Yeah.
So by not being polite, it's more like you're part of
Yeah,
the
it's
in-group.
kind of new. It's like a play, you know.
Yeah.
Kind of play.
Yeah, like I've used it... sounds bad, but I've used it as well when working in bars and things.
What is a buzz?
Bar?
A bar. Okay.
Because like, to try and make a guy feel like you're closer to them, you can sit down, and if you just say something, like, I'm so tired, it's like, oh, you're sharing with me that you're tired.
Yeah, it's a good skill.
And
yeah.
it makes them think that, oh, we're really close.
Yeah.
In actual fact, you're just choosing to do it to create that image.
Oh, I understand. You mean like regular customers enjoy like being treated as like a real friend or show her real feeling. I'm so tired.
Yeah.
Or please, you leave now. Or something like that.
It works on other women as well. Like I've done it as a customer.
Yeah.
I used to go to a bar all the time, and I was really happy when I got to the point where he would occasionally ask me like, I'm sorry, we're kind of busy. Do you mind cleaning that table? Because to me it was like, oh, I hang out here enough that you're asking me to help you.
Yeah.
We're obviously close, whereas you would never ask just a customer. And he was probably doing it intentionally as well.
Maybe
It's all these layers.
that's he or her as a strategy because
I think it was part of his strategy, but I used to hang out there a lot, and it's sort of that like, oh, you're close enough now.
yeah, because before when I was after working I often went to the bar, and then I always misunderstood the bartender's beautiful lady treated me as like sometimes real friend. Oh, you shut up, like so I thought, oh, she loved me, yeah, but it was like I misunderstood,
I don't think you misunderstood. I think she just wanted drinks from you.
yeah. I drink a lot,
Yeah, it's usually very calculated.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. So
and I found that was the same way, whereas foreign guys coming didn't really have that.
sorry?
Foreign guys coming to the Maid Cafe
Oh yeah,
didn't really
course,
have that, because they have this image that you're going to be very subservient. So
Yeah,
they wanted
that's
you to
the
be like,
image. All media
Yeah.
reported like that.
so I was always very careful to be extra kind of like, welcome home, very cutesy, and like, oh, what would you like me to draw today, master?
Yeah, but if foreign guys go to the maid cafe and then foreign maid appears, oh bullshit, change, we need Japanese maids. Fuck you,
I have been asked twice to change. They were like, asked me, can you get a Japanese maid?
Yeah.
So I have. But on the other hand, I've also had to deal with complaints because the Japanese maids don't speak English that well.
Yeah.
And they would try and treat foreign customers the way they treat Japanese. And they didn't have the English to get across. Like, if you don't speak English well, in general, smile, act very hesitant, and people will be happy to help you. Like, if you say, please, here, like, no one's going to be offended. But they would just, like, go up to them with the check and say, like, pay now. And I had to deal with the complaints of this is a Maid Cafe, why has she just told me pay now? And I'd have to be kind of like, I'm sorry, her English isn't very good, master, we're still training her.
I understand.
Can we get your rent? And like smooth things over. So it's sort of a hard balance between
definitely they say, please sit down. So Rai-chan, you worked there almost 6 months. Did you have any fans?
Not really. There were a few people who took pictures with me.
Just few people.
Yeah. Which was a good thing, because you had to write on the pictures, which meant I had to like write the kanji of their names.
Ah.
And it doesn't have to be your real name. You can choose any name. So it could get really long and I couldn't read the kanji.
But you just write down katakana, hiragana. It's possible.
You have to like copy. I got Japanese staff to write it down for me and I'd copy it. So sometimes it didn't all fit in like one line.
Oh my god, that's the most important part. You have to like what say? Moe moe?
Yeah.
Moe moe kyun?
Be all cute.
Kyun and write down it. That's the most important part as a maid,
yeah,
I think.
I wasn't very good at the whole... I wasn't really doing it for fans. So, like, I sometimes get a bit uncomfortable with Japanese fan culture. Because it's very, like, I like you, so I'm going to support you. Like, Visual Kei bands, my friends who like Visual Kei will buy, like, all 3 versions of a CD to support the band.
Yeah, but
like,
it's same CD, just like a package, different.
It's different. Or like in Akihabara and that, it's very much like, I like you, so I'm going to come in, stay for an hour, buy 3 photos with you, go line up for 2 hours, come back in, line up, it's like stay for another hour and buy another 3 photos.
I know. First of all, like you bought Visual Kei band CDs, 3 CDs. Okay, then Visual Kei member dated with a girl and then fuck in love hotel. You paid for it.
Well, I mean, what do you think's happening with Akihabara?
Yeah.
I was not allowed to take men to Akihabara.
Oh, really?
It was in my contract. I couldn't go to Akihabara with a guy.
You have a contract. You can't date in the Akihabara.
Yeah.
That's a contract. Serious contract.
Because it was in my actual, when I'd signed up to the Maid
Yeah,
Cafe.
of course. You were living you were working dreamland.
Yeah.
Their
So
dream
it was
house.
like all the guys who come here every day might see you with a guy. It's not allowed. So I couldn't go there with guys.
Ah.
And that sort of, you always have to pretend to be single. Like I took my boyfriend once.
Yeah.
I told
it's
him
weird,
to come.
but it's
So,
okay. Yeah.
He had to pretend he wasn't my boyfriend, and I made him come in and buy 2 pictures. So everyone was like, who's the guy who he came in and just asked for photos with you? And I was like, oh, it's my boyfriend.
The first time. What happened to him?
Yeah. So now his mum has 2 photos of us with me in a maid outfit.
Wow.
But it's very like you go to support the person you want to.
Yeah, because famous idol group AKB48, Akihabara 48. So I'm not sure now it's still they are famous or not. I'm 32. I'm graduated from like idol. Actually, I have never crazy about idol, but when I was a college student, AKB was growing up.
Are they that old?
Yeah, first member, almost same age, like a first generation, first member. Like they are all like early 30. Yeah. We're kind of AKB generation. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's easier to define myself.
So I mean, like they started like a big election once a year. 1 CD, 1 vote.
1 vote.
Oh, okay, my pronounce 1 vote. Vote. Okay, so 1 vote. So Crazy Fan vote 300 CDs for the girl, a member. You know, they really want her win.
Yeah.
So that's I don't like it. It's crazy. It kills like a poor man's life, you know. Yeah.
I find it weird because, like, say if I have Kiwi friends and I want them to come see me do comedy, I'd be like, here's a free ticket, come watch me. But I found in Japan, your friends will like pay to go see you and stuff to support you. So I'll have Japanese friends being like, no, I'll buy a ticket and I'll come watch to support you. And whereas for me, like, you're my friend, I should be giving you free tickets. It's like a different way of...
Lady, always I invite, my friends for free, my comedy show.
My friends won't...
Otherwise, they didn't come.
My friends won't come. I had to make it my birthday party. It's like, come watch me do comedy. It's my party.
I remember 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It may be when you turned in 30 at the time,
I think so.
Yeah, it's a huge party.
I think my friends are just like, we can hear you talk anytime. We don't want to go.
Yeah, because that's my strategy, It's quite difficult to kind of gather audience members. Especially I organized a show in Asakusa. It's like east side of Tokyo, and it's totally different from Shibuya, Roppongi, or like Shinjuku.
You should just have longer hair and try get fans. And then people will come and be like, Meshida-sama! Like in the front row.
Okay, the most important thing is the content, not like what kind of face.
Not for idol. Idol is just, do you look good? That's all there is to it.
Not only hair, yeah. So anyway, Lai-chan. So thank you very much for joining us.
Thank
Maybe
you for
you are
having
the kind of co-host now. I'm not sure. When you have a time, please help me.
Hi guys, I'm now the co-host.
Our English teacher. Yeah.
Oh joy.
Yeah. And do you have any advice? Maybe you like a foreign women, like a weird foreign women like you want to work in a maid cafe. Do you have any advice for them?
Not so much working there. I think you learn a lot. Working there was really fun. I think if you're going as a customer, expect to be bored, so take a friend. It's not like you have someone at your table the whole time, and it just kind of looks bad if you complain about it, because that's not the point. You're not going there for amazing food. One guy had me reheat something 3 times.
Okay.
It's like, you're not going there for hot food. You're going there to look at girls in dresses. So like, expect that before you go in.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for sharing your unique and interesting experience in Maid Cafe. So, Rai-chan, at the end of this podcast, we always have a joke time. So, do you have any joke?
No, you can tell the joke this time.
No, because problem is like we know our joke each other,
It's okay, I promise I'll laugh.
No, because do you have any jokes about Maid Cafe? No.
Maid Cafe?
No.
No, I should write some though. I've never done any set on a Maid Cafe.
So, anyway, thank you very much. So, see you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.